bersama kita di Borak Rooftop.
Oh yeah.
Borak-borak atas rumput.
Okay, who's gonna introduce first? Are you gonna introduce first?
I think I have to. Okay.
Okay, you have to introduce
All right.
first.
Hi. Okay. Hi, I'm Samyukta. I'm from FSSK second year. So this is my friend today who's going to talk about porn addiction. So let him introduce himself.
Hi, my name is Ahmad Shabir Umar Azam. I am a second year student. I take psychology. I'm from FSSK.
All right.
I'm representing Psyclub.
All right. So tell me about your research. I mean, since what I've heard, your research is about pornographic addiction and it's moral judgmental.
Moral judgment, yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
So tell me about it more so I can, attack you more on it.
Oh, okay. So basically, my study is about trying to find the relationship, like how does porn addiction affects how you morally see people and the world as a whole. So like, for example, does porn addiction is gonna make you see people like in a way, for example, let's say if I watch porn a lot,
Okay.
then is it going to make me see people in a way that's she should be, let's say, I should respect her or him,
I get it.
because like in many research has been shown that if you watch porn, you will most likely to increase your tendency to sexually aggress, for example.
All right.
And-
So wait, hold on. Let me stop you. So your addiction starts. How do you categorize addiction and normal watching? Is it addiction from often watching it, or is it like having a bad side effect? How do you categorize it as addiction?
It's more to bad side effect. So if you would,
So it means you watch often, it's not addiction?
well, it's very less likely to happen because if you watch more often, you are going to have side effects of like anxiety, social anxiety, and like if you don't watch it, you're going to be a bit in a way like I won't say crazy, but you'll be anxious and you feel that I am not doing something right with my life.
So you feel wrong.
You feel wrong, and you
But
also
you watch it and then you feel wrong.
you feel wrong, and you feel this self-hatred too. Yeah, self-hatred, excessive guilt. You feel guilty after watching it. And then when you feel guilty, you feel stressed out, then you watch it again. So it builds a cycle.
True, I get it. So, about porn addiction, how do you categorize porn addiction? You categorize in just like teenagers, children, young adults, or adults. How do you categorize it?
Well, there's no category for that. It's generalized. Like, no matter what your age, if you watch it and like pretty frequently and you show symptoms of it, then you're addicted to porn. Simple as that. Even for children or old men or young adults.
So, what's your opinion for nowadays generation who is like so prone in internet where they can get it anywhere, anytime, and they're just watching it anytime? We don't have filtration. It's just open to everyone. So, what is your opinion about younger generation watching it nowadays?
Younger
getting
generation.
exposed.
Okay, so like when you talk
Not
about...
only the younger ones, the older ones, because they are the one who's been prone using and then it passed on.
Yes, okay. All right, so let me talk about the younger ones first and we start from children's. Okay,
Alright.
Children, when they watch porn, they don't think it's wrong. When they watch it, like let's say a guy like being on top of a woman or a woman being on top of a guy, to them it's fun and it's, to a certain extent, they'll find it sexually desirable and they will reanimate that. So that's been happening around in kindergartens where the teachers saw the kids reanimating the sex position on other kids.
All right.
And
But
also-
for them, it's like a playful act.
It's a
like
playful
an...
act.
Okay,
Yup.
okay, I get it.
Well, it is not actually a playful act. It's very...
It has circumstances later.
Yeah, circumstances where, if they were to, not be stopped, if they weren't stopped to do that, they could take it to a certain extent where it's more harmful. Like for example, there are cases where there's like 11-year-old kid forcing his 7-year-old peer to do a blowjob to him.
Wow.
A blowjob to me in a car. Yeah.
Wow.
So
He
that's
knows a lot for that age. I'm sure. I
Yeah.
think I got to know when I'm before entering adolescence. That's when I got to know about all such stuff.
yes.
And then those people are knowing in what before they are seats now, and now they are very exposed to those kind of.
Sam, boleh tak you duduk relax sikit? And then you jangan terlalu pusing sangat.
Oh,
Okay.
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 So I kena pandang macam tu.
Okay, tapi apa macam?
Okay. Alright. Kena start balik.
Tak, cakap je.
Oh, alright.
Okay.
Okay. So where do I stop? Okay, so let me guess. Okay, so watching porn during, not say during, for marriage couples or the living couples or the coupley couples. So
Yep.
is it like, do they have like side effects to them, or is it never mind?
There's a direct harm to it. Well, okay, from many experiences, from my own lecturers who taught me about it, and also from research, we can say that it really destroys the relationship, the marital relationship, even for non-marital relationships. So this is how. So how does that happen? Well, okay, the husband that watches pornography a lot,
Okay.
they will have this perception of how sex works, what type of sex does he want. Well, in pornography there's a lot of types, like rough sex.
Alright, I
Simply
guess
to
there's
say, things
categories.
there's categories like
Alright.
BDSM, you name it, man.
Okay.
And if the wife doesn't fulfill his expectations, he's gonna be mad, and he's gonna feel that, oh, you're not enough, and he might find other girls to do, like friends with benefits punya concept ke apa, which happens, and to the extreme. There was one time, this from my lecture, like this is what she told me. Her friend, her husband doesn't let her do a natural birth, and instead do a C-section because he doesn't want the vagina to be less tight.
Oh,
So it will
that
lose-
makes sense. That makes sense.
Because if it's less tight, the pleasurable effect will be lower when he has.
But I'm very sure that's not the main reason. Now there's so much of products to make it.
I know, but maybe
originally
the
bad.
husband lack knowledge about that.
True,
So
very
he just
true.
told the daughter, I want it to be done C-section, not natural birth, because I don't want the pleasure effect to be decrease
I
when
get
having
it.
sex.
So let me correct you. You guys like to gender racist. Okay, I call it gender racist because you guys always say the guys who is watching is bad. So why not the girls who is watching is then?
The girls.
I mean, usually it's there's public opinions about it. It's the one the guys. Laki yang tengok, laki yang buat, laki yang salah. So perempuan tu dia alim sangat ke? See, that is the question.
Okay, faham. Okay, I see. Okay, first of all, if girls watch it, somehow the effect of it is not as harmful as it is to men. Okay.
How sure you are?
Well, this is based all in my research, where
Alright.
the harmful effect is most men, but they will also experience such, based on clinical evidence, where client to therapist talk, they will elicit excessive guilt after watching it for a long time. Like if they always watch it, till the point if it's disrupting their productivity. Like just imagine, when you're horny, you watch it.
Yeah, true.
You're horny, you watch it, and maybe even when you're studying, oh man, I feel horny, then you watch it. Then after that, you feel like, oh, what have I been doing with my day? All I've been doing is watching porn.
True.
So in the end, they're going to feel guilty about it, and they're going to get depressed, show symptoms of anxiety, and yeah, it does affect them. And also, how does it affect women particularly? Well, okay, here it goes. So, for example, men particularly, when they watch porn, there's an association where they will most likely to be accepting of rape myths, and also have increased their tendency to sexually aggress. And when that happens, the effect is on the woman,
I get
on the
it.
safety of the woman and the
Okay.
dignity of the woman.
Alright.
But before that, let me tell you something. The men to sexually aggress and do all those bad stuff, first of all, there's also other factors that's at play as well. Like if they have narcissistic personality disorder, they can't not just because of porn they sexually aggress. No, there are also other factors at play.
Like?
Like having narcissism, Usually
Okay.
narcissistic men will do that, and porn is like the exacerbating factor.
Okay, that's like the main factor that's carrying everything.
Yeah, narcissism. Yeah.
All right, I get it. So, like, how do you say when public says that this porn addiction causes mental stress and mental issues towards the younger children? I mean, from what I've seen, my olden school life, we didn't had this depression, anxiety. We never heard all this stuff. But nowadays, there's more about it: anxiety, depression. It's been a normal like fever, like flu. It's depression and fever, but based on porn addiction.
Can you rephrase that question again?
Alright.
I think
So porn addiction causes this health and mental
Yeah,
issues.
yeah.
When our time, okay, when we were kids, we didn't had this porn problem. We didn't had anxieties a lot. We didn't had depressions. I'm very sure we had flu, cough, fever. Flu, cough, fever. That's our severe sick. But nowadays there is like depression, anxiety, trauma, addiction. All this, it's all based on porn. Most of it is like causing from porn. So how do you agree to that statement telling that nowadays children are more prone in this watching porn
And causing
until
them-
nowadays they are like having mental illness due to that? It
Mental
means like they are very quiet, they don't want to talk because they're scared when they talk or when they see people, it comes in a wrong...
Okay, I see. Okay, first of all, like you said that there's no problem of mental health issues back then. Actually, there were, but it's just not, destigmatized, and
True.
there was not much mental health awareness. And second, to the second question of, what was the second question again?
the mental illness
The
due to
Porn.
porn.
Well, like, I won't say that it's only due to porn, most of it. It could be also due to other reasons as well, like sexual abuse, pedophilia, the kids being sexually abused or being just physically abused, domestic violence. That could cause them to be, depressed, anxious, and also even bully, peer pressure and all. But like, how do I relate it with porn? Well, I can tell you this. Like when you talk about sexual abuse and all, well, it has something to do with porn because most sexual offenders, they watch pornography, rapists and all. So, and also pedophilia, pedophiles. Like, they spread child pornography and they groom children through the internet, asking for nudes. And when they got their photo, they spread it and the kids watch it again and they are also gonna get depressed by it. And that's how it affects. So it's not like a direct cause.
Alright.
It goes like this one chain of events and it
Okay.
leads to that.
I get it. So, like in your opinion, when I say that, as you said that porn addiction has to be stopped, has to be reduced, right? We have to do something to control the porn addiction.
Yep.
But nowadays, there's industries. There is, we don't talk about that. We talk about these normal industries that is. Producing more toys, toys in that subject.
Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be porn industries, like
I mean,
like just sex toys.
Sex toys, that is also one of the factors I'm very sure that is contributing them to try.
Okay, I see.
I'm sure if they never know what is it, if they watch, then they know what is it used for, right?
Yep.
No,
Yes,
it's-
true.
Yeah, right. If you want to go, if you want to buy an object, I'm sure like you see them like, okay lah, then we buy, then we can use it.
They must have reviewed it through porn lah, kan? Okay.
Like a shampoo, you want to buy a shampoo, you have to like watch an advertisement
Commercial,
or
yep.
something, then you'll be like, okay, I want to try it. And then
Okay.
or someone may have recommend you and you'll be like, okay, I want to use it. So same goes to that industry of, toys,
Toys.
the adult toys.
Okay, so the question is?
So, you want to stop it,
Okay.
right? Your basically your research and all is about the side effects and eventually you want to reduce it.
Reduce it, yep.
But nowadays industries are commercializing it by exposing.
Yes,
We
understood.
don't have PG-18 in these shops. I'm very sure it's open to everyone.
Okay, I see your question. So yes, I want to reduce it, porn addiction, because as I already explained, the harmful effects of it, depression, anxiety, sexual aggression. So I don't think like, trying to put down those shops like as a immediate action would be a good idea, because that would be, first of all, unrealistic to do so. Like the feasibility of doing that would be low, because in a way, those sex toys are contributing something to the economy, and those are usually the argument for like policymakers.
True.
But the first step that I will do is just to prevent children from starting watching porn. Like,
So who is starting that first? I'm sure it's the elder.
well, how
elder ones?
they start watching it is just because it could be because they saw their parents doing it.
Yeah, it could be.
it
It
could
could be. I'm very sure our country is still close-minded yet.
Yep.
But those foreign, those overseas are very open-minded about it. They
Yes.
don't mind teaching their children about it.
Yeah.
As we know, we have a program which is called sex education.
Yeah, I was about to mention that. Yeah,
Alright.
so how do we do it is by providing sex education mainly, but the sex education that's implemented into the government syllabus education, it's not focusing much on, it's not comprehensive.
True.
So we have NGOs like Malaysian Against Pornography, which I've talked to them recently for the talk actually, and they said that what they do, they go for talks and talk to the parents, make a talk to the parents saying that okay, you need to be more vigilant of what your children browsing, because children, once they have the phone, there will be like pop-ups, pop-ups of girls being naked,
Yeah,
and they just press it.
usually it's
boom.
OTP platforms.
What?
OTP platforms that
OTP.
it means the non-secure websites.
Yeah. Oh yes,
Because
true.
Netflix have to be purchased, Amazon have to be purchased,
okay,
and
yep,
what
true.
some more Disney Hotstar have to be purchased. But the easy way, the shorter route is the OTP platform, which is called the non-secure websites. You can
Of
watch
course.
movies, you can watch cartoons, you can watch everything you want. That's where all this pops up comes out. That's where these children's,
Yep, true. So that's what the chairman of Malaysian Against Pornography, who's been doing talks to parents, like she advised them, even her clients, to watch what their children are browsing. Maybe do some safety, like I don't know what they call it, safety detection of blocking those pornography websites.
But pornography is like your rights, it's like
Rights,
coming
okay.
as your rights. So we cannot like force them too much. We can only do our part. I'm sure the government is doing their part too.
Force who again?
Those who are
Like,
watching
You
it,
mean like young adults? Is
it
it?
can be anyone. Those who are watching, all of us have their rights.
Children as well?
Yeah, we are born with our rights to, speak, talk, watch.
Yeah, okay.
We cannot tell them, no, don't watch. Governments cannot say, don't watch. Right?
Actually, but what has the government been doing? Like, for example, okay, it creates a harmful effect, we already know that. Just for example, like, you can't spread child pornography. It's harmful, right?
True.
And the government has been, catching pedophiles who've been doing it. So there are some rights shouldn't be rights if it's creating harmful effects. Like children watching it,
True,
you
very
just
true.
know that it's going to create harmful effect to them. So I think, from my point of view, if it's damaging their mental health, damaging their livelihood, it should be in a way not criminalized necessarily, but we must find a way. It's only forced if you criminalize it,
It's going to be more worse if you criminalize it. People will do
Yeah.
it illegally and it'll
Yeah.
become somehow, it'll be worse than it's already been now.
But we're not criminalizing it. We're taking like gradual approach by usually through parents. Parents will talk to their children. You shouldn't watch this, but not just by saying don't watch this. No, they just explain to them. Okay, this one website is actually a bad thing because it will. Because having sex in public and all would be a bad idea. It's morally wrong. Just like how you teach your children, don't, because for example, like when you teach your children about don't steal, kan? They will usually listen, but you must tell it in a approach that is janganlah just cane them. No, don't force them.
True.
But like maybe give
like
positive
I
enforcement.
get
If
it.
you don't steal, you do good to people, then you get good back. Same as goes as pornography. That's how they teach kids.
But there is what you call so-called peers.
Peers, that's another problem.
Sometimes they can, they can ignore their parents or they can forget the existence of their parents and straight go to the peers. They will be the main factor that causes all of this happen.
I would say,
You mean their parents
they are
have
one
to-
of the main factors actually, peers.
Yeah.
Yes. because some peers are already starting to watch porn, and then they will tell their friends, hey guys, you know this porn website, woo, let's go. And then maybe just open it at the classroom, just let's watch this.
Yeah, I'm not surprised if they have done that before.
They've done that. Even, you know, from my experience of my old school, God, man, they really opened that, you know, in front of me. I'm just, wow, okay. I was shocked by it. But yeah, that's actually a problem. That's why, you know, the implementation of the comprehensive sexuality education should be, you know, pushed, like really pushed to be implemented, to warn the kids, and more coverage on about sex education, about this particular pornography itself. Like, it doesn't have to be sex education, just focus on pornography and cover it in many schools because it's lacking, right? And yeah.
So like, if let's say you say porn addiction is they're having side effect, more the negative side instead of the bright side. I mean, there is none bright sides, right? There's all the bad sides. The main factor I would say will be porn stars. They are the, what do you call, the hero and heroines inside. They are the main portraying themselves. So how do you say that if they stop watching it, I'm sure there is another way those porn stars will come up to, you know, urge them to watch it again. Okay, let's say we have tried our very best to stop it. We have eventually stopped it. Okay, have reduced drastically. But these porn stars, they have their special techniques to pull back their, what do you call, customers or so-called viewers again.
Like for example, like what? Maybe they just...
Maybe more sneak peek, you know?
Sneak peek.
Or maybe they have more like maybe commercialized website which is like really legal, like something like Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Something. But I'm sure for me, Netflix is also already like a mini porn videos.
It's like a mini porn star. Yes, I agree with that. 50 Shades of Grey, Euphoria.
There's a lot. Bridgerton.
Bridgerton, yes.
Game of Thrones.
There's
a lot. Sex education.
Yeah, sex education itself. Not pretty much educational, to be honest.
That's what I say. Those porn celebrities, the porn actors, the producers, actually they're pretty smart. They know that it's going to come down. People are going to get bored watching it. So let's make it in a commercialized way.
Oh, okay.
They'll feel comfortable. I mean, I'm sure their parents wouldn't mind them watching Netflix at night.
Yup. Yeah. But so, like I said, the only way, like for now, is just to educate the children at first to know that porn addiction is a moral wrong. It's very wrong. If they watch it, they're going to end up being, you know, some pathological person in the
coming
future.
Time. Yeah, very true. Yeah, I'm very.
So the only way is to teach kids first. But the ones who are already watching it right now, we will advise them through, you know, like school programs, meet them at schools, the adolescents, to find a professional, to meet a professional therapist to talk about their porn addiction. But here's another problem, I'll tell you. Because some professional therapists, here's another problem.
It's going to be like they're more open to it.
No, they don't think porn addiction is a bad thing. But sex addiction is. Some clients. So it's really hard to find professionals.
But usually the porn addiction becomes the sex addiction.
Usually porn addiction becomes sex addiction.
It's always that way, right?
If they can find girls to have sex, man or boy.
I mean, nowadays we have a lot of apps, you know, like Meetup, Tinder, Swipe, or whatever they call it nowadays. Even Instagram are becoming one of the platforms that, you know, attracts girls and guys.
Yes. Yep.
So it's like a thing that soon is going to become a thing. I'm sure today you'll be doing research about porn addiction. Soon you'll be doing about sex addiction. I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised about it.
Well, for that part, you know, talking about Tinder and all, it depends lah. If the person is usually the guys or girls who are attractive, will most likely to have sex, you know, multiply sex partners. But some people who are just, how do I say it, who's in the spectrum of attractiveness, they are really low, I would say.
Low self-esteem and
low self-esteem, not just low, just by physical appearance, they're not, you know, attractive.
Approachable or what?
So they won't have that, probably won't have that sex addiction. But if they, you know, if they're so addicted to it, well, they might take a violent approach. Maybe because no one wants to have sex with him, but we might, you know, go find a girl that is vulnerable, rape them, God
True.
knows. So yeah, that's how
Very true.
porn affects you.
That's true. So if let's say we talk about let's say we talk about different rays coming up into this subject. Okay, so I'm sure from a very Islamic country, we are also half of part of an Islamic country. We still say no, but from my perspective is Kelantan and Terengganu are more towards the Islamic country, but I heard more news coming from that part
Yes, I
instead
know.
of my urbanized place.
Oh,
So
man.
I really don't know who to blame. What to blame? Is it because of the parents getting? I'm sure their parents watching all of these and teaching their childrens, or is it them being?
Watching it and teaching their children about it.
I'm very sure because if the younger ones are doing it, so I'm sure the elder ones are doing it too.
I don't. Okay, maybe
Because the cases started with the elder ones.
Maybe they saw the elders doing it, but I don't think the elders will actually teach them to do it. Okay, that would be too
True.
extreme, don't you think?
I don't know. Nowadays people
But
are
God
very
knows,
unjudgmental.
maybe there is, but that would be very rare. Rare, I would say.
Maybe. So how do you like suggest a way that NGOs or government can implement? I mean, from what I've learned that Form 3 or I think Standard 3, I guess, they have like sex educations going on in their schools. But from what I've heard from children, it's boring. They come and tell me, it's very boring. I'm not going to study that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's true.
It's like not fun as how we learn reproductive system in Form 3.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that was fun.
That
You know,
was fun.
a lot of
but
laughs.
children nowadays are telling sex education is boring. I don't like this program, it's boring. So why for us it was fun, and for them which is being held by governments is like bought. So why is it actually
Why is it bought to them? Okay, first of all, I think it's because they're just focusing on abstinence focus, which means that it's more on don't have sex. That's the message only.
True,
it's not about
maybe.
like why you shouldn't have sex like at this age.
But I'm
It's-
scared. But I'm scared also, okay? School teachers are also worried that, let's say they have a side effect, if they show the before and after effects, the children will be scared.
Scared of what?
Oh, this is what will happen. Oh, this is what will happen. And they'll come rushing back to their mom. They get very, traumatized in such a young age.
Oh, okay, so that's based on how you teach them how. It's not about what you teach. Okay, what you teach them is like saying that okay, you shouldn't have multiple sex partners, in that sense. Well, teachers, the government should push teachers to come up with innovative ways of teaching the children to make it look more lively, make it more approachable to the kids when they play with it. Where they can do projects or play with it. When it comes to sex education, yeah, they should do that. Yeah, so that they won't be in a way traumatized by it.
But really, I mean, do parents really agree to it? That's the first question.
Oh, agreed. Oh, yeah. So about that, some parents don't because they think like
Yeah, because they are very old-fashioned, old and classic days parents.
yes, yeah. Some parents who are very conservative, who thinks that my child's fine, my children's fine. They don't watch porn.
Yo, wow.
Some clients really said that to the the chairman of Malaysian Against Pornography, Dr. Surya, that's her name. She told me that some clients really said that my children doesn't.
And how she knows? I mean, how the parents know that the child don't watch porn?
Well, they don't like to think their children in a negative sense, because it's something. The word sex itself, when there's even cases that if they want to do study about sexual education, knowledge among children or porn addiction. Well, my lecturer, he was about to do that, but the school doesn't want that because it's sex. So it's like, it's inappropriate, don't do this. When actually the children already know what sex is.
They know a lot of things about it.
Like you ask them the sex positions, they know everything. Almost everything. I won't say everything, but almost.
They know varieties. They
Yeah,
can show you
varieties,
varieties, yes. So let's go back to the NGOs and school parts of taking part in overcoming porn addiction. I always thought about sex addiction because for me it's like a sequence.
Yep, it is.
So what do you say about NGOs, schools taking part in overcoming this addiction?
Okay, well, they take part by, of course, they must focus on the children first. Like, from age of 7 till primary school students are basically. So what they can do is that they warn them about the harmful effects of pornography. But when they warn them, they don't warn them by instilling fear in them. No, they don't do that. They just explain to them like how is it affecting you and also affecting others.
Very true, very true. So if let's say NGOs are working not so sufficient enough as the school program, so what do you suggest more? I mean, nowadays school, they are saying that it's bored. It's just not fun anymore. I'm sure because biasa kalau orang-orang datang nak cakap, mesti semua tak nak pergi sekolah.
Yep.
Huh?
Okay, so
It's like a what do you call? It's like that. It's like never mind.
Never mind. Okay.
It's like that.
Understand. Well, right now, since we have the unity government under Anwar Ibrahim, right? So based on his manifestos, he said that he is going to push for sex education, where he's going to where they're going to acknowledge the sexual identity of each people, everyone, and teach them about anything that's something to do, with their sexuality. It could be porn, everything, which is what they call comprehensive sexuality education.
Wow.
So right now they are actually pushing for it, but trying to propose a bill and all, it takes time.
It takes time,
So-
and in that time, it happens. A lot of things happens.
And right now, even in Parliament, there's political
Issues going on, their
It's
issues,
still
these
political,
issues, and natural disasters are happening.
Yeah, natural disasters happening. So,
And they want to save lives far more faster than doing this.
yep.
So let's say about porn addiction, moral judgmental, public views. For them, it's a bad. I mean, it is a bad. Cakap je tentang porn, memang benda salah. Memang no one will come near about. Okay, let's say you're talking. I'm doing a porn addiction research. I'm sure none of them will come near you and talk. They'll be like, okay, porn
Alright, I see.
addiction. They are not just scared. Don't know. Maybe they are influenced by something. That porn is bad.
Porn is bad. Like to even talk about porn is
Yeah, it's bad. It's tak boleh haram. Like that. It's like that.
Alright, I see. I think that depends on he or his, her or his cultural background. Like for example, if you came from maybe students from, let's say, FPI can. Like FPI,
You mean the
religious
rural areas.
rural areas, or even religious areas like Kelantan, Terengganu. If you were to talk about porn addiction, they will most likely to avoid from it, because to them it's something to do with malu lah to them. It's shameful to them.
But isn't it? I mean, if it's shameful, isn't it a normal thing? It's like a normal thing nowadays. There's cases everywhere.
Yeah, yes, but that's the thing, because something about in religion, even actually in religion, Islam by nature, they say that we should teach people about this, the ethics of sex and all. We should teach about,
It's very important, I
yeah,
think.
it's important, yeah. And Islam actually, we have Islamic scholars who actually teach about it, about sexuality. But the thing is, somehow in countries they're so binded to the idea of, you must be, not too open, be a bit less. You must be, shameful about these things. So they're in a way skewed by the idea in a wrong way. So it's not letting them to express it. So yeah, that's a problem.
So what's your opinion if I ask you? So what I've learned that watching too much of porn or porn addiction, I mean, to the male partners, causing them to not have sex because they memang tak suka menonton je. Dia memang tak nak physical.
Yeah, okay.
So how do you say? Is it a good thing or is it really happening? I don't know. I've never seen that lah. But is it really if you watch, you don't want to do because you want to keep watching it?
Okay, it's really a bad thing, I would say, because just imagine you live your life just watching porn, eating chips, playing video games, because after you watch porn, you're so stressed out, you want to play video games, and you watch porn again. It creates a cycle. So, well, people, in a way, they need a meaningful relationship and a meaningful attachment with for example, for men, they need a meaningful attachment with a real woman.
Yeah, I mean, not just in bed, but in support, in family, in for their daily, I mean for their needs lah. They really need them, right?
Yeah, people need something that is real.
Yeah, real,
So
yeah,
you need
real.
to go through that phase of life. So if you're gonna continue watching porn your whole life and not gonna, build a relationship so that you can get married, have children,
True.
build a meaningful relationship, have great moments with the family that you've created. About building a meaningful relationship.
yeah.
And if they don't do that, they just continue, watching porn and all. They're just gonna have this episodes of episodes of suicidal ideation. They
True,
will because
because of
they're
that.
not fulfilling their potential.
Potential, yeah, I like that. The potential.
Yeah, the potential.
True. So, you think nowadays government are doing enough work to overcome porn addiction?
Porn addiction. Well,
I mean, in websites lah.
in compared to
Those days.
frameworks done by other countries, international countries, they're not doing as much as other countries like Australia, New Zealand. Because like Australia and New Zealand, for example, what they've been doing like through their, I would say it, internet. How do you say like the department of taking care of the internet?
The multimedia lah.
Multimedia. Yes, the
Multimedia,
multimedia.
right?
Oh my
Multimedia.
god. Okay, the multimedia. What they do is that they try to build a Wi-Fi where it's very, very family friendly in many spots.
Can we just
Okay,
stop with family?
So the Wi-Fi needs to be. So they create a Wi-Fi where it's family friendly. So if kids were to put in a search engine to watch sex,
I mean, you'll be like browsing their. I mean, all of you can browse the same history lah.
yeah, the kids are browsing sex. It won't come out.
Oh, memang
won't
tak
come out.
jumpa
Tak jumpa.
lah.
So yeah, so it reduces the probability for them to
isn't it
watch
if let's
porn.
say you reduce, people have the urge to more and search. Kenapa tak boleh?
Tak boleh.
I try sini ah. Mai tak boleh
Okay. I see that.
Alright,
But children are not going to be open about it. Children, particularly. When they say they can't find it, then they're just going to be bored with it. Then. But they might find it through other platforms, obviously, like through magazines, maybe.
True.
Maybe, but the effect of it won't be that. But they won't. The likelihood for them to do that is very less.
True. So thank you guys for watching. I'm Samyukta and this is my partner.
I'm Ashabil, and yeah, we really had a great conversation, and I would like to promote something of this talk. It will be held on 18 January. So the title is Side Talk, Porn Addiction, a Moral Hazard. Consists of 3 panels. One is from Hospital UKM, and one is from Saitra, and myself will be a part of the panel as well. So thank you for watching.
Alright, thank you.
Cut!
I kena bangun.
Oh my god.
My phone keep vibrating in my butt. So